Alright guys, today we're going to go over all of my saddle stuff now that we're over with the season. I've spent the last 4 years or something like that, and I've hunted maybe 200 days out of a saddle, so in terms of things I feel like I could talk about pretty well, this is one of them, and I've never really explained it. So over the next 4 videos, I'm going to go over different pieces of the saddle. So this one, I'm just going to go over everything I pack to actually get out into the tree. So we'll just do this on the tailgate here, it'll be easy. Get through everything that I actually put in the saddle and then in the backpack to go out. This will have nothing to do with like filming or that kind of stuff. I'll do that later, but we'll go everything I pack this time. Next video we'll go into how I get up a tree in one trip, so the easiest way to do it. Then part 3 we'll actually go over shooting out of the top of the tree, and then the 4th part will actually be self-filming. So I'll break it up a little bit. Rather than having one like 45-minute long video, we'll just have a few maybe like 5-10 minute long videos. It'll be much easier for you guys to see, and you can watch what you want and not watch what you don't. All right, first we're gonna go over what I actually pack into the saddle itself, and then we'll kind of work down the line into what I'm putting into the backpack, and I'll show you how I put it all on. I'm not gonna go over brands a ton today. I am in the process of switching most of this stuff to Latitude. I found I like it a little bit better in the thought process behind what they're putting out. But I'll do comparison videos later on between Latitude and Trophy Line and that kind of stuff. But if we get into the saddle here, you've got a few pieces. For those that don't know, you've got your bridge, which is what's actually going to have you hanging from the tree. You've got just the actual waist belt, which is going to be, this one's just a rope, but some of the other ones are buckles and that kind of stuff. You got leg straps at the bottom. And then generally you're going to have 1 or 2 pouches on the sides to carry your ropes and things like that. The setup I found is the most efficient for me is putting 1 big pouch on both sides. These are the Trophy Line ones. Eventually they'll get switched over, but same idea. So in the left side, I'm going to put at the very bottom is a tree saw. So as I'm going up and climbing, the left side is really what I'm getting into. From the bottom of the tree to maybe 3/4 of the way up. It's really just the left side here. So bottom is the tree saw. If I do need it, then I've got it at the bottom. Pay attention to your local rules, public, private, whatever it might be, on cutting. I know a lot of public doesn't let you, and make your decisions there. But I keep that at the bottom. If anything's in the way, I can cut that out of the way. Next thing I put on top is going to be my actual lineman's belt. And I leave one side just for ease of use and speed connected, rather than taking both sides off. So this one has always stayed on, and then I just toss it right in that left side there. One more thing to note is I do have ropeman ascenders on both of these, the tether and the lineman's belt, just to make it easier. So for those that don't know, as you go up, you can pull on the one side and it just pulls itself right through, but as soon as it pulls through, it sets itself again. And if you want to let it out, you just have to pull it out and it'll move. So toss that in next. And then the last thing that goes in this left side pocket, so I don't forget to put it on my bow before I get up the tree, because I know I'm going to grab that lineman's belt first, is I put my bow rope at the very top, because I have gone up a few times without actually putting my bow on, and it is the most annoying thing in the world, because you get all the way up, you get all set up, and then you got to climb back down and grab your bow. So toss that on the top of that, and you won't forget to do that. Closing that up and moving to the other side. So the right side I put in the order that's going to come out as I get up the tree. So the first thing that's going to come out, or the last thing, I'm sorry, that's going to come out is my actual HYS strap from Tethered. There's a bunch of companies that make stuff like this. This just happens to be what I bought, but it's a strap that's going to go around the tree at the top. You hook it in on itself. I've got a carabiner with a bow hook on it. That's for my bow. On the opposite side, I'll have a carabiner for my bino harness, and then I put a carabiner at the top of my backpack, and that just hangs at the bottom of it there. So this will go in, get folded up, and that goes in the very bottom, because it's the last thing I'm going to need. Right above that, I go with the tether, because that'll be the second to last thing. So after the platform's set, we'll put the tether on, so that's going to go right above that. And then the final thing on the top here is the actual strap for the platform. So this is going to go on first and come out first. So that just goes to the very top there. And we close this up. And saddle's set and good to go. Moving to backpack. For me, even when it's not cold, there's a few things that always stay in my backpack, so mainly just to fill it out so it's easier to pack. So one thing is this puffy coat from Sitka. I'll use this or windbreaker or whatever it might be. That's just my extra layer. And this goes in the very bottom. And the nice part with that is it fills out the bottom of the bag so that when you're actually compressing stuff down on the outside, it doesn't kind of compress on itself and get all goofy. What you'll see in a later video is all my self-filming stuff is going to go right in this area here. Camera, GoPro, all of that stuff will go here. But for now, I'll just close this up, and that'll be the only thing that's going inside. The one thing that I did notice this year switching to a saddle-specific backpack over coming from like a Kuiu 1800 like mountain type backpack is it is much easier, much more efficient with having a backpack that's designed to have everything from the saddle and climbing up on the outside, and then everything I'm going to use when I'm actually in the tree, I can keep on the inside. So to explain what I'm saying there is on the outside, I'm going to put a aider. So this is a 5-foot aider. It's 5 steps. It allows me to get up 8 feet with that first stick. I can hang that first stick way above my head as high as I could possibly hang it. This hangs off the bottom step, and I can get up pretty much 8 feet-ish at my feet with that first stick. So if you want to get to, let's say 15, 16 feet, depending on how tall you are, I'm 5'9", so you could take that into account when you're talking about how far apart these sticks can be. I can get to 15 or 16 feet with 3 sticks and the aider. I'm probably going to move to 4, just with self-filming. I got to move a little bit more, and I've found that I've gotten busted a few times. I thought I was going to get away with 3, but I'm going to go to 4 so I can get back to like 20 feet is roughly where I like to sit in. So first thing on the backpack is going to be that aider. Next thing is my platform. Again, this is latitude. Just toss that right on the top there. And then the final thing I go on top of that are knee pads. The other thing I've used in the past is taking a stadium seat. If you don't like knee pads, you could take one of the like metal stadium seats, cut it, put a bungee cord through it, and then you can use that as your knee pad. I've done that for quite a few years too. I've just found that I like the knee pads better now. So those will end up going on before I ever start climbing, but for when I'm walking in the woods, they just sit on the outside here. And then the nice part with this Ranger 22 from Latitude is it's got this outside face like pocket, but really it's just there to compress down anything you put in between. So all of that stuff goes in there, and then I can compress the backpack down on it, and it's not going anywhere. Generally with the camera gear on top here, it'll be a little tighter. It's just tough when there's nothing in the backpack like this. It's not going anywhere, but it's definitely tighter when you have more things in that backpack. Then I take the sticks that stack super nice, just put them right on the outside. It's got an extra set of straps here at the bottom that I'm going to put around the outside of those. And then there's an extra set of straps on the top here that I'm going to put on the top. And now those sticks aren't going anywhere either. So putting that all on, usually I've got the saddle, and this will be exactly how I walk in the woods. So you've got the saddle here on the bottom. I don't really take the leg loops off, it's just more of a pain than it's worth. So leave those on. Take the waist belt and tighten it up here. Sometimes I'll loosen it when I'm actually in the I'll loosen it when I'm in the tree, but for when I'm going out there, I'll get it nice and tight so that saddle isn't moving up and down on me. I tuck the rest of that underneath. Then I'll take the bottom of this saddle. The nice part with the Latitude is you can fold it up, and it'll actually fold up on itself. So when you're walking in, your legs are a lot freer. You just got to leave the leg loops a lot looser so they don't bind up on each other. But now my legs, there's nothing underneath my butt, so I can just walk like normal. And then the last piece is I'm taking the bridge, tightening that up all the way so it stays out of my way. And then this piece, I got my phone in my pocket right now, but usually I'm just taking it and tossing it in that pocket, and then it's out of the way. So super sleek, nothing to catch on stuff outside of just like the waist belt pockets. And then the backpack, the nice part with it is it's nice and slim, especially for someone, like I said, I'm 5'9", Not the tallest guy in the world. My torso is pretty short, so backpacks can be kind of tough just because of that short torso. They end up getting in the way with the saddle, but this is nice where I've still got space in between here, and I can walk out nice and comfortably. Little walk around for you, and that'll be about it. So that's everything I'm packing to actually go into the woods, and then the next piece I'll show you getting to the bottom of the tree and actually climbing up in one trip. See you guys in the next part.